Alright, the Swiss 1882 revolver. This is not going to be a history lesson, we're just going to look at the gun. I'll show you how it operates, how to field strip it, and that's it. Alright, so again, these European guns all kind of went along with a similar styling. So this has a loading gate that drops down just like our Austrian one. And this weapon is single action and double action. And like I said, this type is the older style where the firing pin is attached to the hammer and it is a rebounding hammer. Now to load this gun, and this is the Swiss caliber, they're all similar to the 32 Smith & Wesson long, or in that class. Some of the cases are shorter. I think this one's a little shorter, not as powerful, and some are longer. So again, you pull down your loading gate. Now there's only 6 shots in here, but if you notice, even with the loading gate down, the cylinder don't move. So again, you have to index it to load and unload. So you would load it, fire the gun. And then to unload it, you have this wonderful little device here. And if you look, the way this rod is, there's this knurled edge. And you flip it up. Now this thing has 4 positions. There at home, you go up, it doesn't do anything, and this stays put. You rotate this to the second position, where this flat piece is like parallel to the barrel. Then you would take this and push this, and your ejection, it would eject your case. This is not spring loaded like the other gun, so you would have to push it, pull it back. Okay? Now, if you flip this again to this last position, where when looking down the flat spot is here and this tab is up against the barrel, then this rod here is unlocked and just glides forward, and you can remove, it's a tight fit, your cylinder. Okay? And 6-shot cylinder, pretty basic setup here. So remember, only up there, if you're here or here, that rod won't move. So you got to get it all the way back. Then reassembling this, you basically kind of gently lay this thing in here, the cylinder. Now it's going to give me a hard time here. Oh, and another thing, this kind of uses the bottom of this octagon barrel to kind of hold it in place. So you get this in there ways. And you can see where you're using the barrel to help line it up. Okay. Get our cylinder in there. And this is a little on the tricky side for me. Alright, you drop the cylinder down in there and get the teeth engaged in the back and kind of just gently float it, then push the rod down. See, now it's going to start doing this to me again. Alright, let's see if we can get it now. You got to line that thing up just right. Yep, there it goes. And it just goes in right there. And if you know you got it in the right place, flip the lever over. And there you are. It's a little tricky lining it up, and you got to like catch the hand in the back there with the ratchet. But once you get it lined up, it goes right together. Now, the other thing about maintenance and that, like I said, you got this big screw here in the back. And it's only a few turns. But you back the screw out, and then you see here it separates. That's where the screw was, and you just pop this over, and there you have the internals. And again, the grip, you got your internal mechanism. You can oil and clean everything or replace any parts. And just drop it in there. Yeah, you got to put some oil. And kind of just hold it firmly. You know, you ain't got to press. And then once the screw catches, you just do it till it's snug. You can see it goes back together and you're all set. And this is an interesting gun, but again, with that single action style hand ejector, it has a lanyard loop, and I believe this cutout on the bottom of this is for some sort of shoulder stock. I'm not quite sure. I was looking at that. I just noticed that when I went. So, another interesting gun from the time period, 1882. It wasn't until about turn of the century they started getting into automatic pistols. But a lot of these guns, I believe these revolvers stayed in service, or the Swiss military used them until the 1970s. So they had pretty good service life. It's a high quality gun, it's well made, and it functions well. The toughest thing is getting the ammo for it. Alright guys, that's my basic field strip and how you operate one of these without getting in depth into the history. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.